Hi violin and viola players, it's Mrs. Slominski, and here's a video for our 4th week of orchestra. We have started with some new things last week where we were pressing down our fingers to get some new sounds, to get some new notes on our instruments. And always a good thing to start with is just your best posture on your instrument. Every single time I play, I'm checking that my strings are in tune. That's what we do in class and why we're using the Ants song. For violins, we're starting with our highest and skinniest string. We have an E. So if you're a violin player, you are going to play with me on the first 4 notes. If you are a viola player, you're going to join in after the 4 E's. And we have those words that are on our white belt sheet. Okay, so I'm checking that I'm starting with my best posture. You might want to do the step back to do my Statue of Liberty. Looks like this. Making sure that my left hand is holding on to the left shoulder of my violin or viola. And then turning, putting on top of my shoulder, and then checking that if I did a no hands check, my chin and shoulder would hold that violin or viola in the same spot, okay? And now we'll put our thumbs up on, we have a sticker on the side of our fingerboard, that's the long black part. Get ready for ants. It starts like this. Each and every ant, digging in the dirt, going underground, ground. Then violas have their C. Okay. If your strings sounded like they matched mine, they're probably in good shape. If you have someone at home who can help to tune your strings, you can feel free to use the fine tuners down here. Otherwise, just let them be and I'll get you tuned up at our next lesson. So just checking, double check, I'm touching my A string. Both on violins and violas, our A's would sound the same, our A string. Check your D string. All right, for violins and violas, the two strings we just did, A, D, are the 2 middle strings. For on a viola, it is the 2 highest strings. Okay. A big part of lesson 4 is pressing down our fingers on the D string. So you see right behind me, kind of the big idea for the week, doing some review of ants. There's a few other songs like number 9, number 10 through 16. We're really going to walk through a couple of those ones from 10 through 16 right now. Just check for understanding. But the big target is I can translate between finger numbers and the note names that match on D string. That last part is really important. While we could press down, our fingers on any string, but this week we are on the D string and really getting to know those notes very well. Okay, now for both violins, violas, the finger numbers will actually match. Viola players, it might look a little different from mine right now. If you are on your D string, stacking up your fingers, you are matching me, okay? So the first thing, we'll be looking at finger push-ups. Finger push-ups is one of our skills for our white belt sheet. It starts like this. You can do this on any string, but I'm stacking up 1 finger per tape. So my pointer finger is by the gold tape. And then my violin happens to have red for the other color. Either way, our fingers are matching up. And then this is a pointer finger, or a number 1 push-up. Okay, everything else stays the same. Finger 1 is tapping, all right? And then my finger 2, that's my middle finger, is gonna tap. I make it look easy, I know. If it's tricky right now, maybe have another hand help out. 3rd finger, our ring finger, can be kind of tricky at first. See if you can get it to move on its own. Right? And now try your pinky. That one is kind of easier. Okay. So our pointer finger, did you catch what number that is? Number 1. Middle finger is number 2. Ring finger is number 3. Pinky is number 4. You got it. Okay. And that's a really important step to know as well. Pointer finger, middle finger is 2, 3, 4. Just keep in mind like that. If you're a piano player, just remember pointer is 1, not my thumb. Okay. So the rest of what we're doing today is going to be on our D string. I'm just going to give a very quick overview, and I'd invite you to re-watch, like pause the video at certain points, try out these skills. Maybe you want to rewind or go back a little bit in the video to watch a certain skill again. But don't go on until you really feel like you understand and are having success. Like, I understand and I can do this. Okay, I'm going to show you this in guitar position, and you might find it a lot easier to do this lesson here too. Now, guitar position, I'm going to take my left hand. It used to always hold on. Now it's going to slide down. My thumb is hanging out by the gold tape. I'm going to wrap around. I'm on the D string today, so I'm going to stack up my fingers. 1 is on the gold, 2 here, 3 on the next tape, 4 would go here. We're not really going to use that pinky today, so it's mostly D adding 1 or 2 or 3 fingers. Okay? Now, on our D string, if we have just 1 finger pressing down on the gold, we pinch tight, use our fingertip, and I'll use my thumb to pluck in guitar position. Right now, I'm getting a clear bell sound. Check your sound against mine. Okay. If it's not a clear bell sound, checking that you are pressing with your fingertip, that you're doing it really tight, are 2 very helpful things. And of course, that you're right on top of the tape. So 3 T's. Tip, tight, tape. Okay. Try adding 2 fingers. Notice our fingers work together. Stack up 1, 2, 3. Press nice and tight. Okay. Good. Those are the 3 notes that we're using a lot this week, as well as open D, or D with 0 fingers adding on. All right, now we're gonna look, just take a minute to look in our book. This is on page 6 and 7. Don't have your book out yet? Pause the video, open up to page 6 and 7, and then press play once you're there. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around here. At the top of page 6 is our biggest resource for this lesson. I'm looking right now at the Violin Book, so I have my E string, that's the skinniest one, then A, and I notice that D string has these bubbles on it with numbers and letters. This is showing me if I am on my D string and I am pinching with 1 finger, the new note I'm making is an E, the low E. If I am on D string and 2 fingers pressing down, 1 and 2, my new note is F sharp. D plus 1, 2, and 3 all stacked up makes a new G. Now, important to know, we already have an open G, an open E, notes that we used for ants, or on a viola, we have an open G. We're not using any of those strings for this page. We're using D with 1 finger, or D with 3 fingers, for whichever note. And when we look at a song, it is pretty easy to tell on these pages what we're going to be playing. Right now, if I look at number 12, the liftoff, I see inside the first note, G, and on top of it, I see 3. If I look back up here, G, 3, I see that again. That's my reminder. I'm adding those fingers up on the D string, and it's 3 all stacked up. Okay, I'll show you in a second. If you're wondering, P-I-Z-Z is short for pizzicato, means pluck the string. So this song Liftoff does not have note names inside every single note, but if the note looks the same, it's the same one again. Here I'm seeing a note with a line going through the middle. These 2 look the same, it's more G's. Okay, so I'll say this first and then I'll show you what it looks like. Liftoff, G, 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 rest. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, rest, repeat. So to go back, if I was thinking finger numbers, Take a look. How many fingers for G? Oh, it tells me here. 3 fingers. 3, 3, 3, rest. 2, 2, 2, rest. 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, rest. So those are some important just note reading things. I'm gonna bring your eyes over to a couple more. My video is starting to get long, already a little over 10 minutes. I might pause and just make a part 2. Okay, so pause, try out that little thing, and then look for the part 2 lesson.